Maximum effort, people. It's Danny with Total Geek Live, and I'm here with Baltimore, and we're going to do a Total Geeks review of Deadpool 2. Yep.
Yeah.
And this is a special
Let's
one.
do
It's
this.
just it's just us. It's just us
That's right.
here because we're the only two
Yeah.
that have seen it. So
Yeah, we got some dirt for you on Deadpool 2.
that's right. So first, we're of course going to start with the spoiler-free review,
Yeah.
and then we'll move on into spoilers, which you'll
Yeah.
see
There's-
right down here. That graphical change. So right now, if you have not seen Deadpool 2, the movie, it's safe to watch for right now.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah. But Baltimore, I'll let you lead on this. Overall, what you feel about the film?
I enjoyed the film. I didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I still think I love the first one better. I get what they were trying to do. I just wasn't very happy with some of the way things that happened.
Right.
I absolutely love Domino. She stole the show for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't expecting to like her as much as I did. I was very kind of like, oh, I don't think they're going to get her right. I don't think it's going to work. But she nailed it. She was amazing,
Yeah.
and it was fantastic. Um, I've liked Deadpool and I've liked Cable for a very long time, so I had high hopes for Cable, and I think he did a good job. Of course, I knew going into it that they weren't going to really reference real Cable stuff.
Right.
So I just kind of made peace with it and said, okay, let's just see what we get. And Josh did a great job here. I mean, he's really 2 out of 3 superhero performances. Not bad.
Yeah. Right.
Or comic book appearances,
Right.
characters. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. I didn't love it like I loved the first Deadpool. I thought there were a lot of great moments, and the self-referencing, the self-deprecating humor. It's all very funny. It's all very Deadpool. It's all very here cranked up to 11. So you get that fun.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, man?
Yeah. I'm in agreement with you. I liked it. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
There, because, like you said, it just didn't have the same feel as the first movie. It really did feel like a sequel, but it also felt in a way like sometimes they seemed like they were trying a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
And then just some of the things that they did with certain characters, and I know that their hands were tied at some points. And they did the best that they could with the situation. But I mean, even there were some jokes, and in the spoiler section, we'll go along with them. There's one joke that completely fell flat, and I was kind of wondering why the heck is this even a part of this or whatever? Why was the scene shot and everything? But we'll get into that later in the spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you that Domino really stole the show. She was absolutely amazing. I loved the casting. I loved the way that they kind of described her mutant ability and all of that, and kind of seeing it in action and everything. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed seeing Cable on the big screen. I thought Josh did a great job. I can't wait to see more of Cable now that we've seen him on the big screen. I hope that we eventually get to see more of him. So I'm excited about that. And I thought Ryan did a pretty good job of keeping Deadpool, the character, rolling and seeming his whole fun, outlandish self. That's just like the comics.
Yeah. And it's absolutely clear that Ryan loves Deadpool, and we are all better for it.
Right.
So you're absolutely right about that, Danny.
Yeah, I can't think of another one other than maybe Hugh Jackman, with his love of the Wolverine character. But I really think even Ryan's a step above him. This is a character that he really, really, really loves. And it's kind of a fanboy having his dream come true.
Yeah,
In a
yeah, and
way.
it perfect casting, everything for Ryan,
Right. So, but let's go ahead and so we both think it was a okay movie. It's we
Yeah.
still like the first one better, but it's definitely I think one if you're a fan of Deadpool you still need to go see. I think it's worth the
Yeah,
worth the
oh yeah,
money.
for sure.
Yeah, and see it on the
Yeah.
big
And
screen.
as an R-rated superhero, it's still a great film.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
there's only what, 3 out? So,
Mm, yeah. That's it. Logan. This.
DP 1 and 2.
Yeah. That's it. Those three.
I mean, did Watchmen get an R rating? I don't think so.
No, I don't remember. I think if
Yeah.
they were to redo it, it would probably, and they did it the right way, it would. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it did.
Yeah, so I think these are the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let me change the little graphic here. Boop, boop, and now, warning people, you see it right down there. We're getting into spoiler territory. All right, so
We're talking freely now.
this is it. So if you've
Lips
not
and
seen the
everything.
movie, pause the video right now, go see it, and then come back, and then you can click play. All right?
Yeah.
Because this
For
is
sure.
where it's going to get real. And I've been waiting to talk about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I have so many thoughts, as always. It's
right?
like,
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, Fox has done. They have some hits. They have some misses with the X franchise or with their Marvel franchises in general.
Right.
Deadpool, huge hit. Logan, huge hit. This one was a little bit of a miss for me because, even the writers and the producers came into it and they said, "Oh yeah, we have a catalog of 400 characters and we just chose the one we liked." I was like, well, "Why don't you choose the one that's right?"
Right.
And this is specifically talking about Yukio,
Mm-hmm.
who is not Yukio at all. They just like the name
Right.
and that she was an assassin and that she was friends with Wolverine. This is not who this character is in the film.
Right.
And they clearly could have used Surge, who it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the name is Noriko, Yukio, not much different, and it would have been very well-deserved spotlight on her.
Correct.
Not to mention, Yukio was already in the Wolverine.
Right.
So we've already seen Yukio.
Right.
With different powers.
Right. And different look.
Yeah, and a different look altogether.
She didn't have pink hair, right?
No.
No.
She had some sort of edgy something, but I don't
think it was like that. I mean.
No, because she had pink, and then she had blue, and then she had purple. So she went a whole bunch in DP2.
Right.
But I was like, come on, man.
I know.
And they did the same thing with Teenage Negasonic Warhead. Great name. This character, really not like the character in the comics. Right. They wanted to use Cannonball, weren't allowed to use them, so they just took the name and basically used his powers.
Right. Copy paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a shame. It's like that was a huge miss for me. I loved the gathering of X-Force. I loved getting them all together.
Yeah.
And my heart sank with what happened.
with the aftermath of X-Force and how...
I mean, you had that wonderful X moment in the sky.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is awesome. And then you're just like, zip, 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 zip. I was like, oh, man. And I get it, they were coming back to Peter Milligan and Mike Allred's X-Force when they took over the series.
Mm-hmm.
They had the team of X-Force, which was all new characters, on their very first mission. Every single one but one dies.
Right.
So they were referencing a comic,
right.
event and
exactly
true to that.
And that's nice. That's nice that they at least paid homage to that. Was it necessary right now in DP2? Maybe not. Maybe like Deadpool 4 or later on in the X-Force franchise, maybe that would work. It was such a shock to see it now.
Yeah.
However, just because we saw the aftermath of that, doesn't necessarily mean that what we saw
Right.
is still in
Right.
the timeline because of what you saw happen in the after credits.
Right. That's absolutely true. I mean, he did save Peter, so
Right.
we have that. Shatterstar is a clone,
Correct.
so
Right.
that
So
sort
that's
of
gonna be. I mean, he's
yeah.
from Mojo World.
Yeah.
They'll crank out another one.
And I absolutely love Louis Tan. I think he's an amazing actor and great, uh, combat
mm-hmm.
skills. And to see him wasted like that was just like a kind of like a heartbreak because you could tell he really had some love for it and fun with it.
Oh right.
And then it like
no, I think that's one of the misses with this particular movie is that
absolutely.
they should have spared at least another 5 to 10 minutes of a montage or something of X-Force training where Deadpool takes them out and says, we need to go, let's go do some X-Force stuff in preparation for what we're about to do.
Right.
To see how well we congeal together and work together. And then you would get those great scenes and you get to see Bedlam being Bedlam and Shatterstar being Shatterstar and the Vanisher being the Vanisher.
Who's that?
When I finally saw who it was, it cracked me up.
What was also really great about that is I had heard rumblings about it, and Dan, you and I really tried to avoid getting spoiled on anything,
right?
And so it's really kind of hard when you hear like, oh, this, and then I'm like, nope, can't hear it, nope,
right.
nope. So I had heard that he was involved some way,
yeah.
But I was trying to just kind of not,
Yeah, and here, me following on social media, I saw the Hugh Jackman hotel room where I don't know if you saw this or not, but Hugh Jackman was in a hotel room filming a happy birthday message for somebody.
Oh, right, yeah.
And sitting on the bed behind him singing his heart out was Deadpool.
And, I did see that,
I'm like, oh, man, this is a spoiler. It's obviously that he's in a hotel somewhere where Ryan is in a hotel, or Ryan's filming in his Deadpool suit. I go, oh,
yeah,
because Ryan's not going to fly all the way over to wherever Hugh is and show up in his Deadpool and prank him like that. It was like, no, it's probably, they're probably on set somewhere. And so I got a little spoiler there, and I'm like, I wanted to be more surprised, but I did like how I was surprised about how they handled all of that.
I mean, and I'm guessing, or what's been written and reported on is Bedlam, Shatterstar, Zeitgeist. Mm-hmm. They all knew that their roles were so limited and very basically glorified cameo at this point.
Right.
But filmed a lot more to kind of tease out that they weren't going to actually do it.
Right.
So I get from a marketing and kind of like you want to surprise things, and they did surprise. So good for that. But it's just like Shatterstar was kind of like I really wanted to see a lot more of him.
Right.
But one of the characters who I thought was a great success and someone who was a very minor character was Russell Collins in this production, where he's actually a New Zealander, mm-hmm. Maori, Fire Fist, really great, very unexpected, and a lot more powerful story-wise than he ever was in the comics.
Right.
Really enjoyed him here. I thought there was a great story arc for him. I thought he did a really good job, and a lot more pathos in Deadpool 2 than I expected.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, it was definitely it was a plot element that elaborated a lot more and had more heart to it than what I felt when I came into it. I was expecting very thin plot line. And just a thin way to tie Cable in for having a reason to come back and all that. I didn't realize that there was going to be, the connections with why Domino is happening upon this group and her reason of her,
Yeah.
with coming full circle into
Yeah.
this. That was it, really really unexpected, and I loved it. I thought he was great. He showed signs of humor and stuff with the whole gangsta and
Yeah.
playing out because that's what a 14-year-old kid would be like. You know,
Wallet. Oh man, you gotta stop.
yeah. That was so hilarious, but then you also got the heart of him, and I mean, you know, Deadpool himself jokes about the Academy watching during the dying scene or whatever, and you hear him. I hope
Yeah.
the Academy's watching and all that. But really, the back and forth between them two and the tears and everything, there was a lot of heart in that moment that I felt, and you see a lot of different facets from these characters, of these actors that they're having to play on a different range of emotions, and it was really nice. And even seeing Cable getting a little bit of banter back and forth with Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah. Begrudgingly.
Yeah, it was refreshing to see that. So I liked a lot of the one-liners. I will tell you, like I had mentioned in the spoiler-free one. Okay,
Yeah. I'm trying to.
the out of the ballpark one that I mean I don't even know why they filmed the whole scene. Somebody thought it was funny, but I'm telling you, in the audience that I was with, it fell flat dead. And that's the rednecks sitting, leaning against their truck, talking about toilet paper and Huggy wipes. Okay,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it was the most long, prolonged, or however you want to say it,
Yeah.
um,
Set up for nothing.
set up for nothing at all other than Cable getting transportation, finding out what year it was, and getting some Budweiser out of the whole thing. But I mean, obviously somebody thought that was a really really funny joke,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, I mean, there was no one around me laughing at it. Everybody was as confused as I was with the
Yeah.
whole thing, going, "What?"
I.
We laughed more at when he zapped them with his little
Yeah.
taser thing. That got
Yeah.
more laughs than the toilet paper Huggies joke.
Yeah. Like I can see why they wanted to have some sort of conversation for them to set it up, but it didn't work here either. Like there was just like it was like
Yeah.
okay. It just it did not work either
Oh,
up here. Um, yeah, so it was a miss as well.
yeah. And then I noticed that during some certain scenes, they had changed the audio, the jokes, and such from what you saw in the trailer
Oh
when
right,
when he's trying to deflect all of Cable's bullet
yeah, yeah,
shots,
yeah,
and all you get, and it's a really long pause
yeah,
between when Cable stops shooting and when Deadpool says "ow," and
yeah,
you know, if you watched one of the trailers, he says a whole lot more, and so
yeah,
I was expecting either him to say what I heard in the trailer or something else, but a whole lot more than just "ow."
yeah,
And it kind of kicked me off the side of the road for a little bit as I was enjoying. It was a little bump in the
yeah.
in the ride of
I
Deadpool
I had
2.
I had heard that some of the jokes that were in the trailer were not going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually surprised that they kept the So Dark DC Universe one in there,
Yes.
and there was another one that I was surprised that they kept in. I can't remember what it is right now.
Well, he did. I mean, he did the Thanos. He did the Thanos joke. They kept. I don't remember if that was in the trailer or not. Um, but I mean, they
Yeah,
did it,
there
and
was
then then Josh grabs his face.
yeah.
On
Yeah.
that.
Another character. I mean, we have to talk about the surprise character, which I'm really glad they kind of kept that to a surprise.
Yes, I was totally surprised by Juggernaut.
I mean,
And the song, yes, the oh, the song that went along with it was fabulous. I
Oh, yeah.
loved it, and I loved how in the prison scene, I mean, Deadpool gives it to us the whole foreshadow. He
Oh
talks
yeah.
about the foreshadowing bit and all that, and you start
Oh yeah. He does,
wondering.
yeah.
And I'm like, wow, but who could it be? Because there's so many different kinds of people
Yeah.
that I was thinking
Oh
that
yeah.
it
I mean,
could
it
be.
could have been. Yeah.
No, but
But we
yeah,
found a pretty damn perfect Juggernaut.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was happy with them. Um,
And Ryan actually voiced him.
oh, did he really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, through modulators or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Wow,
That
that's really
that's kind of
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
And we got a great, classic Colossus versus Juggernaut battle,
Yes.
which was, pretty cool to see.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Because we've seen it in the comic books so many
oh yeah,
times.
exactly. Yeah.
And
I do think that they could have cut Colossus out a lot
mhm.
and given that space to Domino or to Shatterstar or someone else,
Sure.
because I mean, I just I get why they kept him in there. From the story perspective, I understand it, but at the same time, I'm just like, it doesn't seem like he really does enough to kind of warrant, you know, more interaction.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. It's. I know where they're going with it. I mean, that's why you have more of the whole using the Peter Gabriel song. Um,
yeah, yeah.
the
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
bit, and
Of
so
course.
it's that whole bit is kind of fun.
Yeah,
So I mean I see where they do it. They're doing it more for shtick than anything.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I loved the surprise when they're in the X-Men mansion
Oh yeah,
and the door and the sliding it. That was nice. I
yeah,
I only saw I quickly because I wasn't expecting it. It
yeah,
happened so quick. I only saw three that
yeah,
I can
yeah,
remember and I know who they are. Uh,
yeah,
but now like I want to go and watch and see what the other half
yeah.
was because I know there was about like I think either 6 or 7 people in there.
Yeah. So it was Beast,
I
it
saw
was
him.
Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Storm,
Okay,
Xavier,
that's another one I saw.
um, and like you said, it went too quickly. I don't know if Jean was there or not.
No, no, I didn't see Jean. I
Yeah,
saw Beast. I saw Beast and Quicksilver and
oh yeah,
Xavier.
Quicksilver. Yeah.
Right.
So I think it was just those that we just mentioned. I don't think there
Okay.
was. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
this
didn't
is.
see Jean.
Yeah. I didn't see her either, and I just couldn't remember if I was just kind of mentally missing it or something.
Right.
But
But again, they happen. You saw a lot more than I did. I only saw three.
yeah,
Where registered and all that.
yeah, because it was like, oh wow, and then oh wow, wait, who's
Right,
that?
right. And then the door closes. He's like, wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I thought it was pretty damn risky to get rid of Vanessa so early on.
Yes.
Um, I thought that was pretty risky. Although if you've seen the entire movie, you know that maybe not exactly how it ends up.
Right. Exactly.
Uh,
Because there's timey wimey, wibbly wobbly stuff that it's cable. Cable. Once cable's involved in time travel, yeah. You never know.
exactly.
You never
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I thought it was definitely shocking, and it kind of helped with them doing their opening credits, and I laughed
Yeah.
at the opening credits because
Oh yeah.
I was feeling exactly what they were saying.
You're right. Yeah. Who did this?
So
Yeah.
I loved that. I wasn't completely sold on the whole afterlife thing and
Yeah.
and all of that. It just I don't know. Part of me felt a little bit hokey and not.
Yeah.
It didn't
Yeah.
really fit with the whole Deadpool. Um, well,
What
just
you know.
what I know of Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just didn't fit with it. And I'm
No,
going back to like the comics stuff.
yeah. It was
So
a bit um of a challenge. Yeah.
mhm,
It was a rougher part for the story.
right,
I get it, but I just don't think it was as successful as they wanted it to be.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. I can understand why, from a plot device and moving the plot along and things, why they wanted to do it. But it just didn't work for me as much.
Yeah.
Um, I think I would have preferred them go down a different way
Yeah.
of doing it, and even keeping her alive. While
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think it was very necessary.
Right, and then you have the tease from the first one that she might have her powers,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and in this one, there's no reference to it. There's no,
Yeah.
so I feel cheated.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, because towards the end of Deadpool 1, you thought, oh well, we're going to, this is going to lead up, and
To copy that. Yeah.
right, they're gonna lead into that and all that, and
Yeah.
now it just seems like she's just going to be a girlfriend, and that's it.
Yeah,
Just,
kind of a.
and it's a letdown for that character. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a major letdown for that character, for
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah, that was another miss.
Yeah, I thought Dopinder was great. I really loved him. I thought he was very funny, very used well.
Yes.
There were some characters that you're like, okay, this is a bit too much, and like, he was used well.
Right.
I think he did a great job. And then I don't know, there was a great callback to the first one, with Blind Al.
Yeah.
When he said at the end of the first one, or when he leaves her, he goes, "I hid like 6 million pounds of cocaine right next to the cure for blindness."
The cure for blindness, yeah. And so when he reaches down, you see it right there, marked on a masking tape and some red pen. The cure for blindness.
Yeah, I was like, that's so funny.
It's so Deadpool, of course.
Yeah. Oh, and did you notice that when he has when he's growing back his legs, the tropical shirt that he has, the Hawaiian shirt, that's Chunk's shirt.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I was trying to.
It was so familiar,
trying to figure out that part, and that is so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So freaking awesome, because I loved all the different kinds of callbacks, especially with having Josh Brolin there. He's gonna do as much as he can with there, so that's really nice. I didn't catch that. Another thing I didn't catch was when Domino is parachuting down. That's when you see the Stan Lee cameo. There was a mural on a building. Yeah, I missed it too.
What did it say?
It's a mural of him. Yeah,
okay.
It's just Stan Lee. Like somebody did a big giant, like they do in downtown areas.
Yeah.
Big things. It's a mural of him.
Ah.
I know. I've got to get a screen grab of it somewhere or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I totally missed it. I mean, there was a lot of different kinds of things I missed.
But there's a whole bunch of Easter eggs and just things thrown in there all the way, which is great because it shows a big love for the character in the universe that they want to put these things in there for the super fans and people who would be really interested in it.
Right.
But it makes repeat viewing kind of more.
Exactly. You want to go back and see what you missed because you're like, once I know the plot, now I'm just gonna be like,
yep. Mm-hmm.
Looking at every corner and all that kind of stuff.
Freeze frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think if there was one other thing.
Well, I mean, you have the bad guy Essex.
Yes.
Which is a callback to Mr. Sinister. Whether it's actually him or not, we don't quite know yet.
Right. He
but
would be in a different form.
Right. I mean, he was set up in, I think Logan or X-Men. One of the last films they set up Essex Foundation or Essex something.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of a, he had an orphanage that he ran to, and that's where he found Cyclops.
Right.
So this is not unheard of behavior for Mr. Sinister.
So he's kind of maybe pulling the strings in the background, and maybe lead up to where we'll actually see him. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Trying to think about the I don't know if we well, I don't know if we want to talk about any of the after credits stuff or not.
I thought they were pretty fun.
Yeah, I
you
thought
know,
they were fun.
um, yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from it, but I'm not disappointed or anything.
Right. Yeah, if anything, I was hoping for another at the very end
Me too.
credits, and maybe something that would have teased us either a a movie that would be either a Deadpool Cable team up or an X Force #1
Full on, yeah.
full on announcement, or something. Just give us something. You don't have to have footage or any of that.
Yeah.
Just mention it. Much like how in the first one at the very end he teased Cable. And, and so that got the hype engine going. So I kind of wanted that, and was surprised. Instead, I mean, I waited till the end.
Me too. Yeah.
And all we were given was the "Oh holy balls" thing.
Yeah.
Again. But it was nice because it was well
didn't have
done. It was timed. The whole song ended at the end of the credits.
Yeah.
And in a perfect way too. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
I feel like part of the reason why they didn't have any sort of teases for the next one, a real kind of like push towards it like they did in the first one, is I think the ambiguity about this deal.
Yeah, the whole Disney 20.
I really do think that
Fox.
that's part of the reason why Dark Phoenix is pushed. That's part of the reason why New Mutants is pushed. I think that whole thing is kind of mucking with what's actually happening, so they don't really know how they're going to do a sequel or a X-Force film or something like that, even though they are in plans to do that.
Right. That absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
I can understand it. They're kind of in wait-and-see mode. And,
yeah.
honestly, I would be too. At this point, I'd be like, you don't want to make kind of investment with any of these people's time without knowing for sure.
Yeah.
But, overall, I enjoyed it. I was entertained.
Oh yeah.
Again, it hit some things and it missed some things, and it missed a lot more than the first Deadpool.
I have to agree with you, Danny. I hit it. Yeah.
And that's a bummer, but I'm gonna have to look past it because maybe there'll be a director's cut that may tie some things up or give me what I wanted a little bit more. Yeah. Maybe so, or maybe they'll make up for it in Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that the level of disappointment is kind of handled with at least we got another one.
Yeah. And at least we got to see Domino. At least Domino was great, and there's. Yeah. We're making concessions, Baltimore. That's basically what we're doing.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But you out there, let us know what you thought of Deadpool 2, and definitely put your comments down below. Give us some feedback, and
that's right.
What maybe you liked something that we didn't, or vice versa, and let us know because we love debates and we love talking about all that kind of stuff.
We have a lot of that.
Yeah, we have a lot of debates.
Yeah.
And don't forget to please like this video, and like I said, put comments down below. And if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit the little button and subscribe, and then hit the ding ding bell because YouTube is silly and makes you click twice for everything in order to be updated and notified on everything.
And you want to know what we think.
Yeah, exactly. Because we've got great ideas on lots of different things. All things geek. But again, from Baltimore and I,